Hello and welcome to the Tech Lunch Podcast, where we encourage our listeners to learn something new about tech every week. This can range from learning about new and exciting applications to the advancements in coding and technology. If you are always learning, you will always be a step above the rest. Take the time during lunch or during a break to listen and learn, kind of like a lunch and learn, but for the ears. This podcast will open the listeners' ears to new and exciting technologies they may have not been purview to in the past. These topics will range from manufacturing technologies to data collection technologies and everything in between.
Hey guys, I'm Nick.
Hey, I'm John.
And, we don't have Ed this week, but hey, we got some, we're going to kind of step away from our usual series videos.
Yeah.
Actually, we might turn this into a series.
This will probably be a series.
But we'll see how this goes. Guys out there, we are taking the Tech at Lunch podcast on the road. Going under the Vulcanar Technology Solutions name. We will be going to RAPID+TCT 2023 in Chicago, Illinois. If you see us walking around, you got a booth out there, let us know. We'll come on and you'll find us on the SME app. Add one of us. Let us know y'all want to talk, and we'll be more than happy to sit down with you and talk about kind of stuff what you guys got going on. We would love to. If you know of anything that you want us to see, ping us on SME. We'll be more than happy to respond back to you pretty quickly. And have a conversation with you. We want to meet everybody we can. This is the first time taking it on the road. I'm hoping that we get a chance to go to a couple more of these AEM shows.
Any of the SME
events, the SME shows,
any of those things, because it's there's just a lot of there's so much content that's there, and there's what do we they were saying, like what 30% or something higher than that, honestly. New people, new companies, new maybe not the exact, like, only new ideas, like maybe refined ideas and things like that, but at the end of the day, there's so many different categories that are touched in not just an additive manufacturing, but like a rapid prototyping in an industrial sense. It's crazy.
I really wish, honestly, I know I'm taking time off my other job and stuff like that, and so are you, to cover this, but
of course,
I really wish the show was 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's a little bit much. Honestly, so there's about 400. I think. What was it at the end? Like when I printed it, 397. 397 companies have a booth. Mm-hmm. Okay, 397. Now, not all the booths are identical. Like there's smaller booths, like maybe like a 2-person booth. Then it goes up to the range of, like, you got the robotics, like examples of maybe large format printers, and the quick exchange extruders that you could put on the end of a KUKA robot. Absolutely ridiculous, because you just, not only did you make it easier to bring additive into like maybe an automotive or like an aeronautical production environment, but you've now created an easy way to do preventative maintenance. Now your extruder is a consumable on the end of that KUKA robot. You've now enabled your already existing, mechanics or machinists or technicians. They're already using them and programming those, and you've only kind of given them an extra piece and given them so much more room for growth just because of being able to print with a quick exchange extruder. Right, I
agree with you.
It's nuts.
Those are the companies that I know I want to go see when we get up there. Is go see the robot guys. Lincoln Electric is probably one of the big ones. Go talk to them a little bit. A couple other smaller companies, the guys out of Italy and stuff like that.
There's a lot of companies out of Italy. I was surprised that
it's getting big.
Yeah.
And the thing is that this is the reason why I said I kind of wish it was 2 weeks. I can tell it could be a month at this rate with the amount of stuff got going on. But 2 weeks I think would be the opportune time, because the reason why is all the keynote speakers. I would love to sit in on some of these keynote guys and just listen in on the guys talking about additive manufacturing leadership, and the guys that kind of tune in on what's the next generation of how the business is going. But the thing is, you got 16 hours of content just that way, and not enough time to hit everything else unless to what they're talking about.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, just in hitting the booths, like you need 5 people almost.
Right.
You need 5 people spread out to hit these booths, and you can't hit them at the same time. You got to move around, and to be honest, at the same time, their main stage is going on, and everybody's constantly, there's so much information here, so it's easy to, get overwhelmed with how much it is, but it's very exciting. It's something that we're gonna get to see, like, the bleeding edge of additive manufacturing, and what a good name with Rapid, like, of course, is rapid prototyping. It just makes sense, and so many companies. It's funny because I was looking at it. There's so many, like, the first 10 or so names are 3D is the first part of their name. So it's like, yeah, everybody. I mean, people got a little bit creative, but the overall theme makers in a lot of these additive manufacturing is in a majority of things, but it also spans so far. You were saying Germany, or not, sorry, Italy. There's German companies. There's Turkish companies. There's they even have Mississippi State. There's a team out there that's gonna have a booth. So even into the local with the colleges and stuff. So there's so much innovation that's there that it's if you're not paying attention even a little bit,
you're gonna miss it.
You're missing some things, and there's just so many things. Like we're gonna get into some of the topics, or maybe more of the details of what you would be looking forward to, or what we would be looking forward to. Yeah. But it's so much.
And y'all, we're going with a press pass on this one. Because of the Tech at Lunch podcast, because the stuff y'all let us do. Just by listening to us. Also with the the YouTube channel and stuff like that. We're gonna be out there talking. If y'all have a booth, flag us. Don't throw anything heavy at us, but throw something at us. We'll be walking around. You'll see the Tech at Lunch logo. We'll be more than happy to just have a conversation with you, kind of see what you want to talk about. And if you want to if you can spare 30 minutes, throw it on the calendar on the app. Yeah. And we will block it. I will block a half hour. One of us or both of us will block a half hour on our schedule, and we'll go sit down with you and we'll have a conversation. Even if you don't want to be on the podcast, you just want to have a conversation about kind of where things are going. Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah, we're always open to ideas or just any more information that can be given about any of the topics, the products right. That's being shown is useful. So
and if you want to be a rotating guest on occasion, every time y'all do something new, we are all for it. We will set up time to do it with you, online, and have an online podcast with y'all, and we can do that routinely if that's something, if a message you have you want to get out there. Mm-hmm. We have no issue with that. We want to help grow the industry at large, while also focusing on that one key aspect is training, STEM education, and first and foremost is making sure that people have fun in the process. Because we wouldn't be here if we didn't have fun with it. We wouldn't be here if we weren't learning something. Yeah. So get out there, learn something, have a little bit of fun with it. Yeah. And that is our goal, is to bring that forward, be like, show you something cool and explain to you why it's cool.
Yeah, and it's absolutely the way of the future. So the innovation, the technology that we're looking at here, the things that we're going to be seeing is people are innovating in such a way that this is going to be how we produce almost going forward. Like, yes, right now they may be very expensive, and these are pilots or prototypes or what have you, but at the end of the day, is these are, we call them products all the time. These are solutions. These are solutions that these companies have thought up, that have planned out, that have tested and produced to solve specific problems. And if there's some other innovation that they tend that they can kind of contribute it to solve, that works too. But they set out with one goal in mind, and a lot of them are achieving those things. Whether it's tooling, creating tools, printing metals, period, making your own filaments or making your own alloys. Like, everybody has a point to prove, And we're just here to kind of listen, hear you out, and to be honest with you, if we can get all of the word out about the products, like that's beneficial for both sides. Like people are listening, people are learning, and they're getting more about your product, which I mean eventually is going to help you.
Right. And the thing is most people know one thing that I don't mind saying is I don't mind being a disruptor. I don't mind being that voice of reason that's a disruptor in the battle space. Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing the whole Purdue process. Be a disruptor in the process. Mm-hmm. And not to disrupt the what the educational society is, but I am definitely not the person you'd expect to ever put on the title doctor. Mm-hmm. I still believe in cowboy boots, blue jeans, and a t-shirt. Right?
Listen, don't put the chicken before the egg. You still gotta go.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's one of those things where you never think you'd ever get the opportunity to do it. Yeah, and that's what this crazy, is. Yeah. You never think you'd have the opportunity to walk through the doors of RAPID+TCT and talk to some of these guys. Talk to the guys who are the game changers. Like, what is it? A nozzle that heats up to 500 degrees Celsius?
I think past 500.
There was 550 or something like that?
Yeah, it's got a heating element on the outside of the print, so it reheats your level as reheats the level before, or the layer before, as you're laying the next one. Incredible. Who thought about this? I don't know, but at the end of the day, they're making something that they're printing metals or PEI. Polymers. So PEI, PEAK. They're printing in such materials that are so durable, that are so heat resistant that it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah,
ridiculous. I wouldn't even want to be in the same room.
Well, if it's in a cabinet, which I think it was shown that it's an enclosure, but
but that enclosure is gonna be down the hall.
Yeah. Yeah, you ain't gonna, you'll put it next to the gas tank. I'll tell you that.
No, this is why we got webcams. Though. You put the webcam so you can watch from a distance, safe distance.
But then you have the guys out there who are using, like we had an episode not too long ago. How do we recycle for 3D printing, and how do we make it more sustainable? You have these guys out there, Fishy Filaments.
Yeah,
is making nylon filament out of recycled fish nets.
Filamentum.
Yeah, filamentum.
Fishy Filaments is the filament they make.
Right.
But Filamentum's the company.
And, we're definitely going to go see those guys. Because the thing is they're changing the battle space. They're changing what is filament. They're going and saying, okay, cool, this is what we know, but I want to give back.
Yeah, and it's you're absolutely right. I mean, they're giving back. It's a sustainable practice, and it's like what we were saying before is the problem of pollution for them and fishing and what it's doing to the area around them is greatly affecting them. So much so that they stepped out to provide a solution. Mm-hmm. And honestly, if we could, like, recycling is vital that everybody does. If you don't recycle, it's tough. I know it's exhausting and there's a lot of things that you have to do for recycling, but you should, because it makes things easier to get, resources are easier to reproduce. Just saying, that was my TED Talk for that point. But at the end of the day, the sustainability should be a goal of everybody. Right. And if I'm repurposing these fishing wires or nets that are not being used, or just going out to waste, that are polluting, killing fish, turtles, whatever, sea life, and you're getting new life out of it, reusing it somewhere else, why not?
Yeah, and one of the product lines they have from, I think Fishy Filaments is the people who are putting it out. Filamentum is the one who's making it for them.
They're partners.
But that's beside the point. Mm-hmm. They have something in their product line called Orca. Mm-hmm. That's a nylon impregnated with carbon fiber.
Yeah.
But it's a nylon B. So it's the same nylon that you'd use for fishing line, which in some cases is somewhat, or fishing nets is somewhat unbreakable. But you really only get one color, blue. Or lime green,
We'll put some dye in there, I guess.
Yeah, you figure something out.
You get a marker.
My thing is I want to be able to talk to them and say, okay, cool, since this is a reman product, give or take, does it change the printing properties of it? Do I have to print higher or lower on the temperature scale? What's the bed temperature I'm sitting at? Do I have to have an enclosure to run this? Because sometimes you might not.
Oh man, there's so many questions. Like, do I need to grind this up into little pieces do I have to quote unquote pelletize it, or can I just toss it in an auger and it grind like
or the thing is,
like
or
is it or something,
or is it on the roll like a regular 1 kilo filament roll? If that's the case, it's more available for everybody else.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you give me a chance to put my hands on the set, I'm probably going to try it just to say we printed with it, and just to say we got it. You know, we can give an idea on it.
Of course.
But you know, that's putting the cart before the horse.
Get you a printer that can print some nylon real fast. Yeah, I guess the Voron can.
Voron can.
Yeah, the Voron can.
Either that, or tell me where I can buy it.
Yeah.
You know, that's the one thing. Is let me know where I can buy the darn stuff at.
Yeah.
But you know, that's just some of the stuff I'm interested in seeing.
Oh, dude, we're gonna talk for hours if we're just talking about what I want to see. What I have time to see is a different story.
yeah, we're gonna be definitely pushing it tight, but we got 3 days.
They're the mainstays. Like, there's mainstays that are, of course, we have to go see. You know, Stratasys. You got, Prusa just came out with the MK4. Of course, I have to go look at that. Creality is constantly coming out with new versions of their Ender series,
and they just came out with that Core XY too.
Yeah, so it's probably going to be there.
Hopefully.
So hopefully at the end of the day, but these are mainstays. You got Formlabs. Formlabs does great SLS printing, large format. It's crazy. If you've seen Adam Savage's tested, he printed a whole Iron Man mask. Mandalorian helmet. With it, so it's a pretty impressive large format SLS printer. And there's so many companies that once you hear their name, you need to go look. E3D is going to be there. You got what is it? Mega Lab? No, I can't even remember.
I think that's not even touching on like HPE and those guys that are
Markforged.
Markforged definitely will be one that we go talk to. Probably MakerBot will be out there, but I think MakerBot files are a different company name now.
Yeah,
Ultimaker.
Yeah, Ultimaker. They're out there.
But so we may stop by because for us, we are end users. Secondly, advise this. So getting something new, kind of showing what people got, what's out there. It's going to be something.
It's fine.
But the thing is I really want to focus on some of the industrial stuff because I think the industrial stuff's a little bit more fun. And also, not a bad business opportunity. But so who knows? Who knows how we're going to split it up? We may say, yeah, we're going to take an entire day and dedicate just to consumer level goods. And split the other time between commercial grade. And still stop into a commercial company every now and then. Yeah. But that's something that we'll figure out well before our arrival into Chicago, hopefully.
Fingers crossed. I mean,
if not, we'll be following the yellow brick road through the convention center and the McCormick Place.
So if you see lost puppies,
probably us. If you see us walking around with an orange flag like we're at at the Dune Park, that's probably us.
We'll find our way. That's fine. Just point us and say, hey, look at this thing over here. Honestly, though, at the end of the day, if you have a booth, yes, please reach out. We want to go look at it. Absolutely, we'll go first. Fine. But if you're also listening, and you have a booth that you want us to check out, hey, maybe you looked up a company and you're like, hey, GE has an additive manufacturing side of the house. Maybe I'm curious. Oh, what are they doing? HP is going to be there.
Yeah.
What is HP doing? By the way, HP makes printers. I understand that. Didn't really realize that they made as many 3D printers as you think.
The AM industry.
But they are absolutely making large SLS printers. So it just makes sense. They're already doing 2D. Why don't I go to 3D?
Yeah. And the thing is this entire visit could set the stage because I was talking to John earlier today at the office, and I said, I think after this show concludes, I'm going to go ahead and put the name back in for next year, because I definitely want to go back. It's just now, what do we? That's where the decision gets made. Do we go back as we'll figure this out while we're there, or a little bit after. Do we go back as how we're doing it now? Or do we go back and we have a booth and we actually just talk to people about, the 3D printing education side of the house? And that's something that, It really, that's the decision that comes down to what do we do, you know. But the thing is right now we're gonna go enjoy the moment, you know, see what it's about before we really get involved with these guys, you know, and then eventually get part of the organizations that's hosting this thing, you know, because I think that'd be fun. So
yeah, I mean, honestly, all of it's gonna be fun, but you're gonna have to we're gonna have to fight me on that one because I mean I would like to have a booth and talk to people, but also I want to go to other people's booths.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we
kind of want to split time. Or we're gonna have to get another person.
Well, we would, but you know he's not here at the moment.
Calling Ed.
Yeah.
Hey, come on. Hey, he'll be man in the booth. He'll be man in the booth next year.
He'll owe us one.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't get to walk around.
He owes us one better. We find another friend to do it.
Exactly.
But, you know, the thing is that... And also, I want to go take a look at the software companies. The software companies are kind of making a...
Yeah, it's crazy because you think about... when we go into this, what is it? It's an additive manufacturing conference or event where companies are showing off whatever they're working on. Cool. But at the end of the day... these companies are still they're still so brand new that they are getting too big to kind of manage sometimes.
Yeah.
Like there was one company we were looking at that you know the name kind of escapes me there, but they're working on helping you plan up to or plan your prints. They can send config files to your print farm. You know, and keep things consistent. They have config files and things like that that kind of couples with their applications. So there's softwares that are also trying to be a solution for you know maintaining your printer and things of that nature. So
software defined printing.
Yeah, it's crazy. I can't, man. And to be honest with you, there's a whole bunch of different ways that you can kind of attack it. And that what was it? There's infrared technologies
to check for imperfections.
Yeah, looking at imperfections while you're printing, absolutely amazing. Because honestly, you take a step further, you correct them as they're happening. Like that's impressive in and of itself. You know exactly what's happening before it happens. It's crazy. Or as it's happening.
Kind of like spaghetti detection, just as a different format.
Detection. I mean, and there's a whole bunch of things because like there's services like 3D scanning is huge. A lot of the past scanning cameras or applications, devices, whatever that I've seen or tried have been very hit or miss.
Right.
They're very pixelated, or they have a lot of polygons that they make it look very very basic, and you can't really tell the shape exactly. It's you know that it was scanning something, but it's not as precise as it could be. But there's companies that are doing these scanning, and they want to scan so you don't have to cut something open, right? They want to do medical scanning and things like that as well, and utilizing that kind of technology. They're using multiple different types of cameras, and they're trying to reduce cost about scanning. So a lot of the companies are looking for scan. I'll scan your device, or I'll sell you a scanner if you'd like. But some of them are even focused around teaching you how to properly scan, and how do we make that scanning available to more people.
You're right.
And to me, that solves a big problem with knowing how to use CAD software. I'm not saying you shouldn't learn CAD. You should learn CAD software. But this can be a very nice supplement to that.
And the thing is you get a 3D scanner and an SLS machine, and you can start printing, human anatomy parts, like hands, legs, whatever.
Think about medical training.
Exactly. For like medical schools. Medical schools and the use of a 3D scanner and an SLS machine are great. You can show the inner workings of the heart if you scan it correctly.
Yeah, think about it. Like if you're trying to teach, aspiring surgeons how to do work on the human body, you have to. I'm not okay. By the way, not saying that I know how to do this. Also, not saying I'm a doctor or I'm anywhere involved in that administration of hospitals, by the way. I just want to preface that.
Yeah, but, not an industry I want to get into.
Exactly, it's scary, and it's one of those things that's like, that's not what I want. But at the end of the day, I have to assume that there is a procurement process that you have to go through, so that you purchase supplies, so that you purchase extra sheets, or you get all these things extra. Scrubs if you need those. There's got to be a way that those little surgery kit or those test pads are purchased, and if you, the surgeon or the hospital, is printing those on site, like, yes, it's going to be expensive up front, but your practice isn't limited anymore.
Right.
You can print endlessly. Well, of course, you do have to buy at least the material, but you're printing endlessly, and it's probably going to be a lot cheaper.
Right, and the thing is, you put the ones 3D printing, when you put Form Labs together, that we'll see at the show, along with the guys from the 3D scanning companies, you put them together, and now you've gotten a whole other generation of people behind this. Because the thing is usually you have the medical artists.
Yeah.
Now you have medical 3D printers.
Yeah.
You're already using Form Labs to print, I think, teeth now.
Medical, dental,
medical, dental. So the thing is, it's like this show and RAPID itself kind of shows everything. It shows you every little bit of the industry and kind of takes it and throws it into a conference room and says, here, good luck.
Man, it's going to be a lot. I'm already a little stressed. But it's going to be good. It's going to be good. There's a lot of big booths.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of layout space, and the thing is, the cafeteria sits right in the middle of all of it.
Oh, it's such a great. You can tell they've done this a few times.
Yeah,
just in the way that it was set up, and I mean, I think one of our coworkers,
$20 hot dog, and
right.
At the cafeteria, the convention center.
I think we heard from somebody that it was definitely an engineer designed this map, because it is very clean and very mathematical.
Yeah, straight rows. It looks like roads.
It looks like they definitely section things off to maximize space. But.
Yeah, and that and power utilization and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a lot to think about, because they've got the main stage over here, and there's the main stage, and you have all the tiny booths around it. So for me, everybody's got things plugged into those tiny booths. Man. You're gonna have to worry about extra connection or extra power.
You think about it, it all goes back to Greece, because Greece is the one who figured out how to make cities.
Yeah.
Or city layout, at least.
Yeah.
Highways and side streets.
Yeah.
But
city states.
Yeah, that's. Sorry, a nerd me kicked in.
Get a little history. A little history lesson. Okay, back to the 3D printing. Or sorry, it's not just 3D printing. I shouldn't say that. They've got exometry.
Additive manufacturing.
There's so much. There is so much there that you can't just say 3D printing anymore.
And the thing is, one of the cool people we want to go talk to are the guys who 3D printed the shoes for Adidas.
Yeah, they have it. It's the two-phase curing process that they do, which is I think they're the only ones that do it. Is where they'll spin and heat the print after it comes out the resin printer, and then afterwards hit it with black light.
Yeah.
So that you're thermally curing it, and then you're also chemically curing it, because the wavelength of the light is what's curing it. It's absolutely wild. There's even another company that does multiple different wavelengths.
Yeah.
From what I'm used to, SLS printers use very similar wavelengths, because to me it's the behavior of the substance. So it raises a lot of questions. I have so many questions for everyone that we need 2 more weeks.
What is it? The multi-layer printing they were talking about when they were talking about the show. People showing up to the shows. It's like every layer you can print with 2 different filaments at the same exact time, the same exact layer.
Oh yeah, like the company you were talking about, Turkey, that has they got a multiple material unit that
well, not just them. It's also the main one where they print everything on a belt, and it's like they're commercial. But that one, on the other hand, is totally different.
Well, it's the idea being that you don't need to purge anymore. You get away from the purge and that big block that when you're using a multiple material unit, everybody who knows about it, they know that there's a support block or a purge block that prints out that's probably very colorful.
Yeah, and a waste.
Yeah, and you're not using it again. So at the end of the day, if you can use the Bowden tube idea and using so many of them, to me it strikes me as a bit dangerous because there's so many different tubes, and it's like, oh man, I'm using so much more material and plastics than I thought I would need. But at the end of the day, like you use a little bit there so that you don't have to at the end, like throw so much of the purge blocks, the plastic that goes in the purge blocks, throw that away. So like, and honestly, you shouldn't be throwing away if it's one material. You should be finding some way to recycle that anyways. Like there's too many microplastics out in the universe now for you not to, or in the world at least, for you not to try to reuse and try to contain some of these things. So,
and the thing is that may be also like companies we go look for while we're there is, you know, is filament recyclers. You know, how do we go talk to these guys and, you know, just shoot up a conversation with them? You know what the process is and stuff like that. You know, the Rapid TCT event is amazing. You know, for what it is. And for the people, that haven't been there before, you know, like us, it's eye opening. It's stuff that we've never seen before.
God, so much.
You know, you have, like, the videos we've seen in the past, you have printers that you can shake the royal, you know, donkeys out of, and the head just keeps steady printing. Not skipping a layer, none of that.
Man, in mine, if the air isn't right, I got a layer shift.
Yeah. You walk by it too fast, and it doesn't like you.
Don't look at it.
Right.
Just don't look at it. It'll print fine.
And then also the guys, like, remember last year we watched the videos on it from last year's, and the spinning nozzle that incorporated.
You're talking about the variable nozzle.
The variable nozzles.
Yeah. So I was talking. That's the Stanford, or I believe that Stanford was doing that nozzle that spins where it's twisting.
Yeah, the multi-filament in there.
Yeah, it's twisting it and it's print. I mean, I'm surprised they're not there, to be honest, and they probably are. We just haven't seen them. There's 400 people that haven't gotten through the list yet.
Yeah,
it's a very long list because I gotta Google every single company, and to be honest with you, there's a lot of companies that are very, very, you know, either German, you know, Italian. It's just a lot of these companies. Information is in different languages too, so it's gonna be fun researching a lot of these, but we got a long list to go through, man.
Yeah, it just depends on if you want to talk Italiano or, you know, speak Deutsch.
So like Diamondback nozzles, like
definitely probably go talk to those guys.
Yeah, I think that we're gonna be hard pressed to get to everybody, but I think that what's also very, very difficult is like we're gonna have to pick themes for each day.
Yeah, that's the fun part.
We're gonna be like maybe today is consumables, where we go over the first day, or second day is consumables, where we go over nozzles, filaments, you know, the things that you're changing constantly. Hell, I would even count the quick exchange extruders as a consumable. So at the end of the day, like, we can touch on those topics. You know, we could focus on just mechatronics and robots one day or part of a day. But yeah, hell, I mean, there's so much that can go into this that, yeah, it's exciting. And please, if you guys want to see anything, it will help us decide where we go.
Right.
So, hey, there's a lot to choose from.
We're going to be walking around looking at booth numbers, and we're going to end up squirreling. I already know how this is going to work. We're going to walk through, and we're going to be looking for a booth number. We see something shiny, and off we go. You know,
you just guys show me a robot arm moving. I'm like, oh, what's that? What you doing over there?
Right. You know, ooh, shiny.
Yeah, what's going on over here?
You know, and one that's not welding. You take a look.
Please don't look right at the well.
yeah, don't be that guy. But you know, the thing is, it's, you know, but I think this entire show is going to be, you know, how to focus ADD and ADHD pretty quickly.
I failed already.
Yeah, me too. But the thing is, it's also going to be, we may be heading down the road looking for one place, and we see something out of peripheral vision that we have to stop at, because it's something we haven't seen before. And if that happens, the other one was not meant to be.
Yeah, no, we just sprint to the other one. It's fine. We'll just sprint.
Yeah, we're gonna run everywhere. You know?
Hey, I need you to answer this question as fast as possible. All right, next.
Get segues.
Yeah. Can you send me a video? Do you have a USB? Can I get your? Let me get your information.
You know, it's gonna.
Oh, yeah, segues would be
like freaking Paul Bart.
Or the little hoverboards pushing people a little out of the way.
You know, it'd be like Paul Bart of the freaking RAPID+TCT.
Man, they almost have tour guides on this too.
Many languages. You know, here, follow me for this.
Yeah, they got a media center over here. Like,
yeah, that's where we pick up our press passes.
We've got Industry Cafe, the main stage. That's where we're going to probably be watching some of those main events there. The SME zone too. That's probably where they're going to have some of the conversations where we meet with some of the people that are big names or are presenting new products.
Yeah. And, the guys who are listening to us from Singapore, I keep wanting to go out there and visit y'all. Because y'all come in tenfold, I guarantee it. If y'all are at that show, let us know. Because we will definitely stop by and say hello.
Yeah.
We have no fear with that. We kind of have an idea, what's going on. But, we'll definitely come by and say hello. Have a conversation with you, maybe do a quick episode or something like that. Since you listen to it, might as well put you on it.
I bet they're the guys. I mean, those are the people that are printing in titanium and titanium thallium, or they made their own element or something like that, or alloy.
And why not talk to them? I think that'd be freaking awesome. It'd be great to talk to an organization that's what they specialize in. Or specialize in the art of 3D printing. That's kind of changing the landscape of the country. You don't really see that here. So it's one of those things. You got the AIM industry. The guys who are putting on RAPID+TCT. We highly appreciate those guys. And they're one of those. One of those companies out there. But you kind of see these small organizations popping up, helping these other countries kind of advance their manufacturing presence.
Yeah, and I'm very curious as to how much is like industrialized or active or what's going on. Is this prototyping? Are you just showing things off, hoping for some vendors, or is this actually being used? Because if it's actually being used in a lot of different places, it's game changing for some of the products that we're looking at, some of the solutions that are being offered. So yeah, why not look at it? Because if that also can solve a problem here, maybe there's a whole reason that they put these things together, because a lot of these companies put their heads together and both of their solutions make a better solution. So, that would be cool to kind of be a part of.
And one thing that we're going to ask, and if you're a vendor, you're going to hear the same question, through the process when we meet with you. How can we help you? How can we be there to help you? If you need it. How do we give you a voice if we need to? We have no problem with that. Put you on the YouTube channel, get your name out there. Help you out, as much as we can, because, the thing is, for us, it's fun, and if we get anything out of it, oh well, I guess we struck gold, but, the name of the game is, to help the people out there that are making a difference, so they can help us educate the people who are listening.
Yeah, I keep saying it. The whole goal is we're solution finding. We're not problem finding. If you're out looking for a problem, if you're out looking to see what's wrong or what's not working, then you're already behind. You should be trying to figure out how to make something easier to learn, easier to attain, easier to produce, easier to recreate. So at the end of the day, you got to drive something, and passion is something that this event itself exudes. These are all passionate people. And hell, they're going to get their product out there. So if we can help in any way, it would be fun. It would just be fun. Yeah.
There are people they want to advance a cause. We want to help advance the cause, and we want to use it to help people learn, because you never know if we work with one of these other companies or even by ourselves doing this. If we influence one person to get into the field of metallurgy or get into the field of material science, for that matter, and then get into additive manufacturing or engineering of some sort, and that utilizes additive manufacturing, I'll say this: we've done our job.
Yeah, going into the future, like it's hard, and yeah, I'm gonna get a little bit existential, right, real fast. Going into the future as a human race, we are vastly growing.
Yeah.
We're expanding so much that it's hard to, in some places to be able to, keep everybody in the city or in the state or in the country or wherever they're located at. Finding housing is always something that's tough to do. So if we're thinking about trying to not only take care of the people that are here now, we're moving forward into the future. We eventually, of course, would like to get into a space where we can produce, on another planet or in a space base or something like that. NASA's working on, printing in space. There's a company coming here to Rapid that's, working with vacuum printing and things like that. Have no idea how that works. Very curious on how that works.
Definitely go talk to them, probably.
Yeah, exactly. But at the end of the day, the goal is the advancement of the human race and of technology as a whole. So this is only going to make us more efficient. This is the place that you would need to be at. Some of these things that are coming out of here are going to revolutionize and change the world. So it's something that it's huge that these are so available to the public, as well as it's easy for producers to rapidly prototype, rapidly iterate versions of whatever they need to solve something. So this is revolutionary itself. It's been around for 20-something years or something like that.
About, yeah.
So at the end of the day, a lot of the big names that you need to know are going to be here.
Yeah, we made a long way since we've been printing weed whacker filament.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Where's RepRap?
No, I didn't see them on there.
No, I don't see them on here.
But we'll see what happens. Who knows? There might be somebody there. I know there's a couple of the big YouTube names going to be on site as well. So who knows? Might bump into those guys. We can hope. Just have a conversation. Nothing major.
Even saying hello is cool for me because
go talk to Nero and kind of give him a shout out and say hello, because he's done a lot in getting me wanting to do my Voron that I did. So that dude is when it comes down to live streaming 3D printing content, even talking about 3D printing content, he's a mind above the rest, most of them at least, and then
it's a good one to watch.
Right, and then you got the 3D printing nerd. And I think he's going to be there. That dude is another one that is just, leaps and bounds above everybody else.
It's just the way that you present your information is in a clean, concise way.
Yeah.
To inspire, interest in whatever the product is. What he made the other day, where he talked about it the other day, where he made the meat filament, where they just had ground beef that was chunks in the filament, and it smelled like you were cooking a steak when you were printing with it. But honestly, trying those things, you would have never known that the potato chip would be so good if it wasn't accidentally done. So
right.
Some of these things are accidentally done, and it's it's a great idea. So
it's like the CNC kitchen guy.
Yeah.
But we can ramble about Rapid for hours.
Yeah, at some point I'm gonna need to get this stuff written down.
we will be rambling about Rapid for the next few hours after this is over.
Yeah.
But y'all, this is going to be the first of probably many episodes coming from Rapid or dealing with Rapid of some sort. As we kind of dissect and go through our visit, and make y'all aware of what we saw and some of the cool things. Kind of nerd out a little bit. And I know whenever we get back, Ed's gonna have some questions for us. I do know that. So
tell them to watch the episode on YouTube.
Exactly. And y'all go out there and subscribe to that. We'll definitely be looking forward to that. So I want to say to everybody, thank you. You are the reasons why we're doing this. You are giving us the reason to go out to these things and kind of see what's going on. I highly appreciate it. Y'all are the reason why we keep coming back. So, we're getting almost to 1,600 all-time downloads. We're getting close. And, so if you're going to be a Rapid, let us know. And, and then we'll, end up getting up with y'all later. So, from my side, thank you. And I hope you have a good one. And I'll turn it over to John for the last.
All right, guys. So we've talked your ear off about this. We're probably gonna talk to you a little bit more about it. Have some kind of debriefing and digesting of information during that week, as well as probably in the next week after that. So be prepared for some of those things. Look up some of these companies we're talking about. Look at some of the stuff that they're doing. It's incredible work. It's revolutionary, and at the end of the day, it's something that should be heard by the masses. So please stay tuned. We've got a lot of stuff coming, and just like what I say every week, I echo what Nick says. We're greatly appreciative. We can't do this without you guys. So thank you, and stay tuned.
All right, y'all have a good one. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Tech at Lunch podcast, where we hope you learned something about tech during your break or during your lunchtime. If you did, please give us a follow to prevent missing future episodes. If you have any ideas or something you want to hear or learn about, please send us a show idea to podcast@vulcanara.com. Hope you have a good rest of the day and continue learning.